Welcome back to another episode of Find the Line, presented by Against the Grain Design and Print, where we dive into real stories with real racers, the successes, the hardships, and everything in between, with your co-hosts Logan Cipala and Joe Falde. Produced by Luke Cipala, it all starts right here, right now, on Find the Line.
Yeah, and we can do anything. Mama said it's true, and I put that on everything. Mama told me one day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to say when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life. They call living, but I call it strange. And I bet I'll do it, cause I'm on my way. And strong enough that I can shake the pain. We don't ask for the doors to close in this life, so we hope.
Woo! Oh, welcome back to Find the Line, where if you're like me, it's time to clean those snowmobile carbs. We might actually get to use them for once. It's snowing in Wisco, but right now we are talking this tonight with something really exciting in the area here. We've been mentioning this or that, what's been going on. Finally, we through Redneck Radio and found our way to the man involved with making the Hard Enduro loop at Meadow Valley. He's on tonight. We also, I heard, Logan's got some caught in your chain, so hang on to the end. And the guest might have something. We're going to see. But ladies and gentlemen, it's so fun tonight. We have a man that he's making everybody else's dreams come true, from cutting branches and moving logs and rocks and making it happen. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Chris Westerhoff. How's it going, Chris?
Going great. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh, man. Well, this is so fun because it's, what was it? Only 4 or 5 weeks ago, Logan, you were down in Meadow. Yeah. I mean, now we got a freaking foot of snow right now. Chris is in Zumbro Falls, Minnesota. We're damn near country neighbors. We're dealing with winter, but 5 weeks ago, what were you guys doing?
We were riding Hard Enduro at Meadow Valley Motocross.
Yes. It was a brutal intro to winter. We went from 65 degrees on that Sunday to like snow and 10 degrees a couple weeks or a couple days later, I think.
Definitely snuck that in right at the end, for sure.
Yeah, it was perfect. I didn't think I was going to have a chance to go out this year and explore them. I was getting pretty bummed, and I was checking out the forecast. I'm like, it's going to be 45, 50 degrees out that weekend. I was like, I have to make it down at least once, and I was so torn about making it work. And I'm like, no, if I don't, I'm going to regret it all winter long and just have to sit and think about it. And then it ended up being 2 beautiful days back to back.
Yeah, he even made some repairs Saturday night to get back down there Sunday.
Yeah. Yep.
That's Hard Enduro, right?
It's typical Hard Enduro
you
day.
just know that's going to happen, right? Well, Chris, thank you for your time tonight. And man, so thank you, Angel from Brap Life, hooking us up, because we were messaging, and then we got a shout out from your guys' Insta page. And they're like, oh, thanks for the mention, blah, blah, blah. And here we're chatting. And here it's our friend Angel that's helping you guys on some social. We're like, we need to talk about who's doing this. She's like, you got to talk to Chris. And it's really cool. Obviously, Matt Musgrove's been heavily involved in Hard Enduro, and he's got a lot of other of his Hillclimb buds getting involved. And just listening to Logan and his experience in the community. And it's really fun to see that you got some Hard Enduro at Meadow. Chris, just to start, how did this happen? Did Meadow come to you guys? Did you and a group of buds, or who kind of all started this game to get this happening?
We had been, probably myself and kind of a small group had been riding some pretty gnarly areas at the Meadow Valley property for years, actually. And
okay.
Yeah, there was a training that Graham Jarvis did there. And
did you say Graham Jarvis?
Graham Jarvis.
Wow. Okay, that's the name. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we've had Travis Pastrana at the Sandbox, and now we've had Graham Jarvis at Meadow. We're big time. We're big time around here.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, we had taken to a couple sections, and especially one to end the day, he ran up and down this ravine like 7 or 8 times back to back, of which if I do it twice, I'm dead. Hey,
I did it once and I was dead.
Yeah. And he was pretty pumped up at the end. He's like, you should have a race here. And I was like, well, Graham said it. So kind of started talking to the property owner some more about it. And to our, delight, he was really enthusiastic about it. And he's like, yeah, as long as you're willing to put in the work, get it in there. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a race.
Fun.
And yeah, kind of morphed into, it's obviously we've opened it kind of as like a place that you can go train
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
outside of racing even, which is, I think makes it a little bit unique in that regard.
Mhm.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I think it's a pretty exciting new thing and really rounds out that property. You can
Oh.
ride, with the exception of full on hill climb, which
Oh,
you can,
we're damn close.
yeah, you can pretty much ride, most of the off-road disciplines at that one property now.
My favorite, we were talking because I brought up the signs to you that are posted for at the beginning of all the hard enduro sections. So you got to give us the backstory on that because they've came up on the podcast before too.
Yeah. So, Roger, the owner operator there, he's lived there around there his whole life, knows the property very well. And he's like, you can do it. He's like, but you got to make sure that people know what they're getting into because I can't get them out of those areas. So we made some pretty big obvious signs that these are not normal trails. And there's one in particular that says, basically because you can't get four-wheelers down there, you can't really get anything down into some of these really steep or ravine areas. And yeah, he wanted to make sure that they didn't get trying to get people out of there. So it's like, well, what do I do? It's like, so I started a Facebook page, and it's like, well, message the Facebook page, and myself or one of my buddies will get you out of there sometime.
You need to AI like a video of like a helicopter like pulling out
Yeah.
like a 300 and like two pieces out of there or whatever and be like, this costs $25,000.
I'm gonna
This is
I'm gonna work. It was on a budget this year. I'm gonna work in the airlifts next year. See if I can. It'll be
Like when
tight.
when we talked, you said if I'm in a good mood, it'll be 2 to 3 weeks. If I'm not, 4 to 5 weeks.
Oh no, it could be as little as a day. It might even be same day. I don't think it would ever go more than. I honestly think even if I'm out of town or something, I could get somebody down there. 2 weeks. I think we can keep it under 2 weeks.
It should be like under the orange rock as a toolkit. You're gonna have to park
Yeah.
your bike out.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
There,
Well,
I won't not to like turn anyone away or anything, but there are probably a few places in there. Like if your bike is totally dead or non-running condition, it possibly would be easiest just to take it out in pieces.
I mean, you're getting a lot more riders by advertising this, right? I mean, I think that kind of sums up what people are looking for when they hear hard enduro, right? They want to do the impossible.
Yeah, it's an experience. Yeah.
well, Chris makes it sound bad, but I not that I rode all the trails, but we were around most of them, and I would say for 90% of the ones that we were on, you didn't feel like you were out in the middle of nowhere where you're
No,
gonna have to send smoke signals
no,
to have somebody pick you up at least.
no. I don't think you're ever more than about a quarter mile away from a big 2-track trail
Mhm.
at the most. So
Yeah,
that's a nice thing about Meadows property. There's so many other trails and access points there.
yeah.
The thing
So
is, though, when you're talking on social media and talking to people, you're talking to a 27-time professional hill climb champion, but you're also talking to Larry that just bought a 300 at full throttle, and he's going up for his first ride down to Meadow Hard Enduro, right? So you gotta make sure you let people know like this is an expert trail, right?
yeah. No, that was awesome having Logan there that weekend. That was really cool.
That's
It
cool.
was actually crazy though, Joel. Like what you're just saying is Chris brought a guy out that it was like I think he had ridden the trails a couple times that summer, but he didn't have a gummy tire or any moose or like any hard enduro protective parts, and he was keeping up with us all day. It was awesome.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
it
Cool.
is still fun for the guys that are just going, but he knew what he was getting into at least. I think
Yeah.
if it was a regular Harescramble guy getting into those, they might have had a little bit less fun.
Well, this is
Yeah.
what you guys are all such fun. I mean, talking with Matt and all you guys, I want to try it now. I got a 300. I
Mhm.
got to try it, right? I got to go in there. I ain't doing Logan's frickin', damn loop at his house where it's built to fail. Like Logan's loop, you can't win. It's just how long till you submit. I'm not riding that shit, but this sounds pretty good. If somebody else made it through there without a gummy, I kind of want to try it now.
Yeah, Joel, we can come down and I can tailor a ride, just for you. We talk about what you want to do.
Mhm.
A lot of some of the places aren't too hard.
Yeah,
So
awesome. No, it's cool.
Well,
When you guys were talking about training for Hard Enduro too, like where we're at, like for this, you're training without trespassing. That's kind of a big thing because I know Logan and I did our fair
Mhm.
amount of trespassing riding just because we had no place to go. Right? It's
Everything's
like this
private.
is
Yeah.
awesome that you can go there and you don't have to worry about nothing. You can
mhm.
pay your money, go in and ride and have as much fun as you want. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's, like you said, around here, there's so much private land, it's kinda tough to find a good place to train, and yeah, it's there, it's legal, it's marked, it's
Right?
on Onyx, we've got it mapped out on Onyx if
Oh,
you wanna,
sick.
Mhm.
if you wanna come out and track yourself or kinda figure out where you're at. So, yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for people who wanna find out what hard enduro is.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you should touch on a little bit too the just the trail marking and the process that you did, like with the different colors and areas too, because it's like really foolproof.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of existing two track and single track on the property. And then the hard enduro areas are clearly marked. There's two big signs at the entrance of each section. And yeah, we basically just got it kind of broken down into two different types. There's, you know, amateur hard enduro with it's all blue arrows, and expert hard enduro is all red arrows.
Oh,
So,
sick.
and
All right.
the corresponding map lines on Onyx would be blue for the amateur hard enduro, red for so it follows the colors of the arrows and stuff for the different trails on the property. So,
Cool. While you guys are talking about this on Instagram, I'm not a Facebook guy, Chris, but on Instagram, you guys got a page, Meadow Valley HE, and you guys already got some cool footage on there. And Logan, you need to share some of your riding clips from when you were down there, so
Hmm.
they can post it up there. But it's just fun seeing, what we have here, the dirt. Like when you guys are riding that dirt's killer. I mean,
yeah.
it just like it makes me already like jealous of going back to spring. The dirt there just looks so good. What are most of the conditions like there? Is it rocky, tree, valley? Like what are you kind of dealing with there?
Kind of everything you just said. Yeah, the dirt is it's kind of that, kind of nice black farm dirt. There'll be some areas that got some clay in there, so it can be, awesome traction under the right conditions. If it's really wet, it can be really slick.
Right.
But most of what I did, there was already trails pretty much everywhere that was mellow on the property. So I mean, you guys are familiar with the terrain around here. I guess for those who aren't, we're in a region called the Driftless region.
Yeah.
So kind of around the Mississippi River is this area that the glaciers have missed time and time again. So there's actually, I don't know if they're not really hills. It's just, thousands and thousands of years of erosion. So
Yeah.
there's kind of these coulees, valleys,
Hmm.
steep hillsides and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, we made trails everywhere else in the property. That was just the leftover stuff you couldn't put normal trails on.
That's
Uh,
cool.
so a lot of rocky ravine areas, stuff like that. So yeah, the bottom, like there'll be like a lot of creek bed bottom type stuff. That'll
Right.
be climbing from lower elevation to higher elevation. Would be using like the hillsides along those ravines for either hill climb areas or switchbacks, stuff like that.
Cool.
And yeah, at times we jump on to to some of the existing single track or two track that's there.
Sure.
But, the race, other than one section in the middle that there's nothing I can do about, you'll be on some two track for a while. But I don't think we're going to have many complaints that, oh, sometimes you'll hear with some hard enduros, we were on, single track forever. And just kind of single track was just dragging on, and this isn't really gonna be like that. It's gonna be pretty from one section to the next. Little breaks, but not too much.
Cool. What about the terrain? Like because where we're at, what's so weird about like the Midwest is in the woods. Like Cipala's his mom and dad have an unbelievable chunk of property that we have some really fun, or Logan has some really fun single track on. But in the summer, the damn weeds. Like you can't even ride it. It's so
So bad.
weedy. Like we've tried to ride it and you can't see your front tire. It's so
Yeah.
impossible. But then we have the good friends, the Prebes, Aaron's house, where he's got this huge hardwood stand, and it just like the canopy like cuts all the light out, and there's not a frickin' weed in his whole property. It's you ride there all year in the world's most perfect dirt. It's just the most unbelievable place to ride in the woods. But what are we dealing with at Meadow? Are we dealing with, nipple chin high weeds all summer, or what do you got
It
down there?
Yeah, it depends. So the property and a lot of the sections kind of work some different ridge lines, more or less.
Okay.
So you've got north facing areas that are totally different than the south facing areas, but there's a decent amount of those areas. Like I've already said, there is no way I would ever do this race in June.
Right.
June is
Yeah.
That's what I was asking. Okay.
the growth in June is like Hawaii.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It is insane. Like
Right.
you clear a trail, you come back, a couple of weeks later and like you can hardly find it. So,
Yeah.
um yeah, there's definitely areas with quite a bit of weeds, but then there's areas that don't get much sun. Like like
Right.
you said, they're canopied in and north facing,
Yeah.
and it never dries out, but it
Oh,
also isn't super weedy.
right.
So,
Oh, amazing.
um yeah.
It was crazy that one section we did one blue section that turned into a red section, and one of those must have been like a north facing coulee or dry run, and it was like 20 degrees cooler in there that day. I mean,
Yeah.
it felt like it was like 35, 40 degrees, and you're up in the sun, and it was obviously 60, 65, but
Did
it
did
was
that one
crazy.
did that one have a couple of like larger steps as you
Yeah,
went up?
it was a section before I broke my bike on the first day, before the switchbacks, where I think
Okay.
if you pulled out to the right, it would turn into a blue, and then like the red kept going straight up the hill. And there were a couple big up steps in it.
Okay, yeah, there's kinda 2 ravines that are similar to that in that
Yeah.
area, but yeah, one of those in particular, I've never seen that one dry just because it never really it never really gets much sun,
Yeah.
but
For people that haven't been to Meadow before, what do they need to do to go there and ride? Is there a daily charge, or how does it work for riding these, Chris?
there is a daily charge, and it's $45 a day,
Okay.
and a lot of that corresponds to the track. The moto track there is extremely well maintained,
Yeah.
a lot of equipment,
Right.
a lot of work, a full-on crew basically to kind of keep that thing, tilled up, and
Right.
they're out there with the dozers making it nice, and they got all kinds of crazy attachments for their bobcats and stuff. But yeah,
Right.
so it is a little on the pricey side.
Yeah, I
But
don't think it's that expensive, Chris, because it's like
nah,
if you can't go golfing for $45.
nah,
I mean, hell, if you go mini golfing, it might be $45 if you got a couple people with and then
yeah,
you got a place to park. You got there's a toilet there. You got some people around you. It's like, I mean, I think that's a pretty good deal because we know what it costs the owners of these
Mhm.
places to have
it
open, and they have to have so much insurance, lawyers, deal with all the crap. Like, don't bitch. Don't try to weasel your way and steal from these people. We want them to thrive. They need that money to keep the doors open and keep alive. And that's where talking with you tonight, like you guys coming in, or you especially, and putting these trails in and adding another discipline to their grounds. Wow. Thank you, Chris. Like that is so
Mhm.
freaking awesome to help Meadow thrive by doing this, because a whole nother class of people come down, and just like you, me, Logan, we don't all just have one bike for the most part. We all have, you were saying trials and hard enduro before we're in the green room or whatever. It's like how fun. You can bring a motorbike, you can go rip some freaking groomers when it gets to where you don't like it, go hop on the hard enduro, maybe even what the hell, do a little single track, live
yeah,
life for the best, it'd be awesome. But how cool to have that. And we were talking before, I mean, what an opportunity for other clubs. Like Logan, think about White Rose. They have
Yeah.
that hilly terrain. They're in
Yep.
Pennsylvania, or a place like the Cato Cycle Club. I mean, I just
Mhm.
think like that would be another awesome place where they could have it. And they're not spending, $45,000 in dozer fees and everything else to set up a track. It's get a bunch of rednecks with dirt bikes and chainsaws and give them some free passes and let them go in your woods. Right. So that's really cool, Chris. I think it's awesome what you guys are doing down there.
Yeah. And
has the owner, has Roger been pretty cool about it so far?
Yeah, he's been, very, very open to it. And, so that's definitely going to be one of the people I thank at the end of the show.
Awesome. Very cool.
But yeah, I'm glad you bring all those aspects up though, Joel, because there is a lot that goes into that charge. And when you get down to it, long summer day, you're looking at like $5 an hour. You can be there all day, you know? So yeah, I kind of have to explain that to some people but I'm glad we're all in agreement there.
Oh, heck yeah. No.
I was secretly laughing to myself because it's always funny because it's like Hard Enduro is just a totally different breed of motorcycle riders. And that's what has helped me just turn to like completely love it. And my mom's the same way. Like, but I showed up on Sunday and we had talked a little bit. I didn't know if you were going to be down where we were the prior day, Chris, or what was going on. So I'm like, I'll just try to park where I did before and keep an eye out for the van. And I roll across the bridge and I'm like, instantly you just know you're in the right spot because there's like a couple old vans and then I see like Shercos and KTMs with all the Hard Enduro plastic or skid plates on them and protective parts and a bunch of trials bikes. And I was like, yep,
there's my people.
We're in the right place. But it's just a totally different breed, you know. It's like, I mean, it's almost funny because that day obviously all the moto guys park on the opposite side of that bridge closer to the track. So it's like you got all these fresh, brand new bikes with good, nice graphics and no scratches on them. And then all the Hard Enduro bikes, you can tell that they've been Hard Enduro.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious, who has or hasn't before. So
another thing I was going to ask, if there's somebody listening to this in the spring and they're wondering like, hey, how do I find out if the trails are open? If Meadow's open, is it at the rider's determination if they want to go try to run through these? Or is there an open close aspect to the Hard Enduro trails, or how does that work?
Nope. If Meadow Valley's open, they're open. And the only time there's going to be probably about a 2-week period before the race next year that I'm going to close the trails down and start prepping them for the race.
Okay, cool.
But outside of that,
I think after the break, I want to talk a lot about the race, and that's so exciting. Matt had mentioned it, and I mean, it's gonna be a big deal. But let's talk about that a little bit after the race. But then when we were talking about you actually putting the trails in, we talked in the green room. Are you part of a club, or was it just you and some buds, or who all put these trails in for sure then, or how did it all happen?
Yeah, it was kind of 2 friends of mine that I knew that did a few things. I'd say going back as far as like 2020.
Okay.
There, a couple of them. And then, I I lived the closest. And then last year I moved, I'm only 15 minutes away from there now.
Sick brag.
So But it's probably been me and I would say a group of maybe 4 or 5 other friends. That when they can, they get down and it's been a pretty small or consolidated effort on there. But
so it sounds like a lot of it's you. So it sounds like you're doing most of the heavy lifting, but you got some guys that come help you every now and then and stuff too.
Yeah, they come whenever, they all live about 2 hours away is the thing.
Yikes.
But
all right.
But they're great and they get down whenever they can.
That's awesome. A question too. Now, has any of the sections got any names? Do we got like the slippery nipple or the double hook, or is there any? Because I mean that could be inspiration to some of your cohorts to get down there and try to put their stamp on a section, right?
He was waiting to name them till you came and rode first and see what part you break in them.
Call that section the walkout, right? That's where,
the walkout.
That's where.
Or the pull tab on the section that you make it through.
Yeah.
They can call that a book of matches because that's what they gave me at the bottom of it. Burn it to the ground. That's all. That's your only hope.
Yeah, Joel, there's enough unnamed sections that you can put your name on one yet. So you got to get down and do that.
We'll be down there opening day when it's still nice and muddy, and we'll find a couple sections with good names.
Yeah. No, I think there'll probably be where Jarvis said we should do the race. I'm thinking we'd probably name that ravine after him.
Nice.
Um, but I've thought about some things like,
Yeah.
probably all about names like about you getting your ass kicked. Like
Right.
I was thinking about
Perfect.
calling one Mongo's Candygram, if you remember Blazing Saddles, but
I love it. I love it. Logan's probably never seen that movie. Uh,
No.
no, oh, it's a classic. Oh, Mongo. Oh, dang it. That'd be good. I like that.
I was thinking
Mongo's
it.
Candygram. That's
Yeah.
a really good one. That's funny. I think that's important because the other thing too is
Yeah.
like then people give it some association, and plus then you can explain to your buddy where it really went wrong for you. It was
Right.
right
Yeah.
after Mongo's Candygram that I just all went to hell. They're like, oh yeah,
Yep.
that log right there. Oh yeah. It's like you got to be able to have some naming points, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking for the last uphill dry run that we went up that took us, I don't know how long it was at the end of the day.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
take Joel up that one and then let him name it.
I
It'll
will.
probably be fuck this or I'm going home. Or both.
You could call it fenderless because I won't have a fender left on my bike when I get done, right?
I like that one.
Uh, I'll be riding out of there like Ronnie Mack by the time I
Yeah.
get. Oh man, that's funny. What a good time! It must have been so fun to lay the trails in, though, Chris. That had to have been just epic.
It was pretty cool. Just kind of walking the property lines and like looking around and trying to figure out how to tie it all together. And it was a cool process for sure.
Now in hard enduros, how does a lot of it? Do they change them as the year goes? Do a lot of the trails stay exactly the same like in other places, or how does that kind of work?
I mean, right, the general trails are kind of where these we'll call them training sections are marked.
Okay.
Yeah, they're always be in the same area, same type of thing, but
Okay.
kind of yeah, conditions are always changing. And
Right.
with hard enduro, you might not you might kind of ride it as it lays a little bit more,
Yep.
particular down trees and stuff might become features.
Yeah.
Like typically we're going for things, if these trees are like hung up off the ground and there's branches everywhere and everything, then yeah, you're gonna clear that stuff out of
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely gonna always, and these ravines, you get a big rain, they change
Yeah.
like significantly.
Yes.
So yeah, each time you come, it you'll be in the same areas, but might be quite a bit different.
It's crazy, like those ravines like that, all that water goes through, and here there's a 2,000-pound rock, and you come back and it's 20 feet to where it was before. It's like, what the hell? It's like, well,
Yeah.
I guess Mother Nature wins, right? So,
Yeah, the big new holes where there weren't before, and yeah.
Mhm.
is there any running water there? Are they all just dry runs, or is there an actual creek there?
No, typically everything we'd be riding in would be, I mean, unless if it's, raining or shortly after a big rain, they'd be dry.
Okay, all right, yep. Because I
Yeah.
mean, watching like I've never went and witnessed one, but man, it seems like a very common theme to a lot of the U.S. hard enduros where there are freaking water. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, man, I can't think of a worse enemy for some of those areas than how all the water and rain and stuff that some of them get. But it'd be kind of a different aspect if it was just dry,
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. And there is a creek on the property, but it's over by the moto track.
Okay, all
So
right.
none of the hard enduro areas go through the running creek or
Mhm.
anything.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So
Well, that's good. Well, hey, there might be some people that like doing it, but don't like getting in the mud. Now they know, hey, there's not a creek. So it's like if it's been dry for a couple of weeks, you're probably gonna be fine, right? So I mean, some
yeah.
people just that they like what they like, some people love the mud, some people love the sand. So everybody likes something different. It's nice to know what you guys are offering there.
Yeah, not much in the way of water crossings or anything. Probably an occasional maybe like puddle area in the
Yeah.
creeks
Yeah.
where water collects, but
Yep.
no, you're not going to get too swamped out there or anything.
Okay, cool. Did you see they announced on US Hard Enduro that they had some new classes this year?
Yeah, I saw some a 4-stroke pro class,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and yeah, they definitely kind of split up the youth a little bit differently this year. So yeah, I did notice that. Yep.
The one that stuck out that wasn't new is I love that there's a plus 50 class because I'm gonna be 50 next month. So that just gives
Oh,
me more inspiration, right?
perfect jump. Perfect intro to Hard Enduro.
This is, if you come train at
calling.
Meadow, you're
Yeah.
never gonna. That's the youngest you're ever gonna be in the 50+ class.
Oh,
That's
you
true.
know, God, Chris,
This
I
is your
never thought of
chance.
it that way. I
This
mean,
is
if I
your
don't,
chance.
I'm silly if I don't do it this year. I think I better call Jeremy at Full Throttle and get a brand new 300 and tell my
Yeah.
wife that's why I got to get one.
You and Dad can battle it out,
No, you're
or
not
help each
fair.
other pull bikes.
Your dad would clean my clock, and he's got 10 years on me. He would mop the floor with me. Todd would. That would be awesome.
I
But
saw an A60 class this year too. So
Yep.
Logan,
Ooh.
your dad
Dad
could
would like
probably clean
that.
up in that class.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
That'd be perfect.
What class do you ride, or will you ride, Chris, when you're involved in these?
I ride A, but I mean, I guess I'd be eligible for A40 this year, so
Okay.
I might be signing up for that. But some flavor of A.
Okay. All right. So you and Matt from Champion, you'd race in a very similar class then?
Yeah, probably would be the same. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. No, that's
Mhm.
cool. If you haven't checked it out on Instagram, it's US Hard Enduro, and really cool. They have it nicely broke down. Lots of class options in that
Mhm.
series, which is really cool. And I love that there's a little bit something for everybody. I got to go and just watch one if nothing else because I'm just curious as to how they kind of function. We had Jay Jelnick on, who was just over in Europe and raced that freaking Gotland Grand National.
Yes.
And just the start of that race would terrify me. That was unbelievable. The start, how many people he started with there, and that looked like its own Hard Enduro with a battle of mud. I mean, that was just insane. That race.
It's its own kind of hard. It's its
own
own kind of hard.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Well, hey, but Chris, I don't know if you've heard about them, but ATG designed the best decals place in the country. We gotta pay him off here. We gotta do a little quick break if you don't mind hanging on, Chris. And when we come back, we gotta talk about this race. And I just think it's gonna be epic for Meadow. It's gonna be epic for the area. And this is something that you've helped bring to this area, dude. I can't wait to talk about it with you. And then also something caught in your chain. Listen up for later. Tom's got one. You know it's going to be good. Is it FedEx? Is it someone bashing on e-bikes? Is it someone saying his car's too small, too big? You just don't know with this guy. He keeps you on your toes. So everybody, hang on. We'll be right back. Listen to ATG.
Against the Grain Design and Print is proud to announce its partnership with Find the Line. Against the Grain works with clients to build their business and racing goals through the design and production of premium stickers and decals. We offer one-of-a-kind subscriptions for a flat monthly fee that can save you hundreds of dollars. Custom mailers, white label printing, motocross graphics, and anything else you can think of, we have you covered. It's time to print your passion. Visit atgdesign.co or email sales@atgdesign.co.
Hey there, Find the Line listeners. We will always be looking for partnerships for Find the Line. Please email findthelinepod@gmail.com to see how we can work together to grow your brand. Once again, that's findthelinepod@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to it.
All right, here we go. We're back. ATG Design, man. Once again, talking with my buddy Kevin. Luke's all over it like peanut butter. He's getting it all figured out. He's going to have the sickest kits in all Cali. It's going to be awesome. But our guest here tonight, Chris, and we were talking about the Meadow Valley Hard Enduro Loop. And Logan and I, we were talking during the break, and it's like, Chris, how did you get started on bikes? Like, where were you in the world? And kind of what time of your life did you get started with dirt bikes?
I probably started riding some as like an early teenager, but honestly, it was kind of like I had an old XL 250.
Nice. Yeah.
And honestly, like I did some single track, but it was probably almost more like dual sport, to be honest with you. And then kind of put the riding away for quite a while. I moved over to Minnesota.
Where were you when you were riding this XL 250?
XL 250, that would have been up in Hayward, Wisconsin area.
Woo! God's country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did that mythical creature get you? Is that why you moved? Was it the Hodang or what is it they have up there? Chased you right out of Hayward. Okay, so you put the bike away for a little bit, you said?
Yeah, probably, did some schooling, got into kind of a career. And then I moved over to Minnesota. I was 28. My uncle calls me up who used to be a motocrosser,
Yes,
and
cool.
tells me, "Hey,
You're cool, uncle.
yeah." He tells me, "Hey, there's this trail ride going on at Thielman." Uh,
Oh,
you guys probably know
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
yes.
So I went down there and jumped on one of his old bikes and just loved the single track there, and
Hell
got
yeah.
back into it. Got back into it there, and
Oh, hell
so
yeah.
that was probably like 2013.
Okay.
By about 2018, 2019, I was really starting to get more into it,
Yep.
and just kept gravitating towards the hard stuff,
Yep.
and ran into a couple guys at Meadow Valley, and we just kind of kept doing harder and harder and harder stuff, and
Yeah.
now it's pretty much all we do. Like
That's cool.
yeah, hard enduro's I think it's just a sense of accomplishment that you get when you do something you think you had no business doing,
Right.
or
Yep.
just you're looking at it and like, how the hell am I going to do that?
Yeah.
And you figure something out, you find a way,
Right.
and
Well,
there's
it's
no
like
better.
you guys, sometimes you got like a half a revolution of a tire and you're going to get like 15 feet of acceleration. I don't even know how that's, it's like you're breaking Newton's law here. I don't know what's going on,
Yeah,
but it's just
yeah,
crazy what you guys were able to do.
That's
and
my
I'm
favorite part about it is the little stuff like that. Like on that one in that valley that there was like a 3-foot waterfall type thing. I'm like, there's no way you can get up this when there's rock at the bottom, and just like figuring out a way to get through it. It's the best feeling ever, getting
yeah,
over something.
yeah, and I'm a big nerd too, so just the physics behind it, like you
Yeah,
said, Joel. How do I get enough traction to the ground and get lift in the bike to get up
Mhm.
this rock face or
Right.
whatever? Yeah,
Right.
it's pretty addicting.
To back it up just a little bit, how fun is it like when you're 28 and your cool uncle grabs you, right? And now you're not making, $3 mowing the neighbor's lawn. You got real freaking coin in your pocket.
It's
It's
true.
like, I'm gonna go buy that bike that 13-year-old me wanted, and I'm gonna go buy the bike, the helmet, all this, and I can have these cool toys, and you feel the exact same as that 13-year-old did, but now you got the cool stuff, right?
It's
Mhm.
true. You don't have to drag the 30-year-old bike out of the chicken coop, and
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
Right. And that's the other thing that's awesome about our sport is we're not talking about $150,000 investment, right?
no,
You can for, $8,000 go buy an epic brand new bike probably, I mean, maybe, give or take some, but I mean, that's a brand new bike. You don't have to, you can buy a really nice used bike for $4,000 or $5,000 and have an unbelievable experience. I mean, good luck snowmobiling for that budget, right? And it's like, I just think that dirt bikes offer so much in that, like the bang for the buck, and there's not a lot of maintenance, there's not a lot of cost to ownership. It's just awesome to go out and ride them and to have that ability, and then just keep buying more, right, Chris? Just don't stop at one, right?
that's right. Yeah, especially in the off-road world, like you don't really, even to get to a factory level, you don't have to spend an incredibly crazy amount of money. It's
Right.
not like racing cars or, a lot of
Right.
that stuff where it's almost, impossible to keep up with the cost of it.
Yeah. Now I
So,
have a problem because I have a family, and it's like I see Sean at High Tech Motorsports in Billings, and he's got they're doing like a contest, like a static contest on a trials bike. And I was like, damn it, I want a trials bike. I've never had one. I've wanted one my whole life. I was
Mhm.
like, I'm trying to figure out any good reason I have to go buy one because all of them, they're all so freaking cool. Trials bikes, the 300s, the moto bikes, Hillclimb bikes. I mean, they're just there's something in it for everybody. It's so dang fun.
Yeah.
yeah, best thing about a trials bike is, especially if you have a small area, you only have a small area available to you, maybe nearby to ride. A trials bike makes that small area feel big.
Right.
It just does.
Right.
So
No.
yeah, for like messing around the house, that stuff where maybe you got 30 minutes to go out and work on some bike skills. It's
Right.
huge.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, yeah. Oh shit. I gotta get a trials bike. Logan, damn it.
I want one so bad.
Oh man, my wife is gonna fricking kill me, but we're it's for the kids' benefit. Their father
Yep.
will be in such a good mood if I have a
Yep.
trials bike. That's what they gotta convince themselves of.
However, you have to sell it.
Yeah. You will.
Doesn't.
You got to stick with it a little bit. They're gonna feel like going backwards at first
Right.
of all
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're different, but
Right.
I think they're much easier to learn the skills on though
Mhm.
and go forward from there.
See, I'm screwed because I had a buddy where when he got married, he just went out and bought like 20 shit BB guns and put them in his gun cabinet. And every time he bought a gun, he'd take the BB gun out and throw it in the dumpster and put the new gun there. And the wife never knew. And now he's got like, $100,000 in guns and he never had to, say anything. I married a woman that loves dirt bikes. So she knows I can't just like cycle out the old ratty 250F and pull in a trials bike. She's going to know the difference. So it's like I can't even sneak nothing by her. So I'm in trouble. So that's a world of wisdom to you young bucks. Maybe leave them a little dark, right? They don't need to know that much about dirt bikes. Just let them, they can be around it, but don't get them too involved in it, right?
See, maybe I'm a little bit spoiled that way because I asked Morgan to grab my 450 or a stand something off my 450 the other night. And she's like, "Which one is that?" So
there you go.
I was annoyed at the time, but maybe it's a good thing.
Basically permission to go get a brand new one. That's what that is. But you were saying that, sorry to sidetrack you, Chris, but how fun that you met some guys. Was it just riding at Meadow that you guys kind of all got to be friends?
Yeah, it was
you all get teamed up?
crazy circumstances, right? There's probably like, well, the number is growing, but there's probably like, maybe 10 to 12 people that I know that are pretty passionate about hard enduro in this state.
Yeah.
I just happened to run into a handful of them at Meadow Valley that day. So we were very fortunate. And yeah, it's going to sound cliche, but literally, getting further into hard enduro and going to the races and doing these events and everything is like literally life-changing. The confidence that it gives you in life, even that I'm going to find a way to get out of this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a really cool experience.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Well said, Chris. And I even more so for, I think like young people, like I think having to learn a machine, and get better with it and understand like if I put time into it, I'm going to manipulate it more how I want and have better success. And then you just get that instant gratification or the other, right? Like that's how you learn. Like, it's like in a society where you're not allowed to fail in public. Too bad with dirt bikes.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to fail sometimes. We all do it, but well said, Chris. I just love that. And even you don't have to be a kid. For all of us, it's so good, isn't it? It purifies the soul,
Yeah, it's never too late to learn. Like for kids, what a great thing to get into. Not only you're doing something fun, you're going to learn mechanical skills. You got to keep that bike running, maintained. You're going to learn electrical skills, figuring out, why is the starter not, working this time? And
right.
but you can learn those later in life too.
It was cool. My cousin messaged me and said that one of their children, I don't want to say too much, had interest in a motorcycle for Christmas, and they don't have any, and I'm like, here we go. I'm not a typer, but it's Bible time. This is what blah, blah, blah. And I just like tried to give as much information. And I was like, honestly, I can't think of a better instrument to give like an early teenager for their confidence, right? Like you get off that screen and you go put some trails in the woods and it's just you and that bike and your thoughts and just go and ride. It's so freeing. And you get that, solidarity, but then you also can, have your friends be part of it. I don't know. I'm guilty of being biased, but I mean, it's just, I'm with you. I just think there's so much stuff out of life that it's good for you,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And the thing is you don't have to race. You don't have to do anything. Just knowing how to run a dirt bike is awesome,
Yeah. I've always thought it's like huge for being that age, or at least it was for me. And even after, and just the accountability that it has to give you. Cause it's like when you're out in the woods or on the track or on the hill, it's like, it is nobody's fault if it doesn't go right besides you. It's just, and it's like, you just got to take it and you either figure out what you did wrong and hold yourself accountable to do better the next time, or analyze what you could have done there. It's like, I don't know, the amount of lessons that you can learn is just pretty much endless.
Right. There's no faking it in these sports. And even like, I would say maybe probably, hard enduro and hill climb more so than any of the others too. It's kind of like make it or you don't. Like when you're Logan, you're optimizing everything. You're shaving hundredths of a second off.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But at first, you got to get to the top of the hill first before you can even worry about a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you were with your buds, were they already, because hard enduro, not a sport that there's a lot around in the Midwest, you know? So were your friends, were they already traveling and competing? And then did they kind of pull you, did you guys all kind of together go to do some competitions, or how did that all work?
That was probably a group effort. None of us were racing hard enduros at the time. And kind of, that was like 2020. There were some,
Okay.
but there wasn't nearly as many. You know, it's really grown a lot in the last 5 years.
Okay.
And there kind of was a series together, but it definitely, started shaping up more in 2021, and especially by the time like Matt Musgrove and those guys started getting involved, that's when it really took off, in
Right.
my opinion.
Yep.
But yeah, no, we probably were just kind of riding and training for a while, and then by that next year, we were definitely looking for some events to go to.
Awesome. And then, I mean, that's a big cliff to jump off of, right? Like now you're talking, we got to figure out how to get there. We got to figure out how to sign up. We got to figure out what kind of documentation we got to get. How was that process? Did you guys just jump in or figure it out? Or did you do some commenting online, or how did you guys kind of all figure out how to get going?
You just kind of figure. I mean, some of the promoters and stuff usually do at least a pretty good job of getting information out there, how and where to sign up, what you got to do. And I mean, we'd probably been doing like some of like the say like District 23, maybe Harescramble Enduro stuff beforehand. So yeah, there was some familiarity there.
Awesome.
But I feel like most promoters do a pretty good job of at least getting some sort of flyer out there or something,
Okay.
at least getting you in the ballpark.
Yeah, no, you just need something, because I mean, that's what's so great about social media now is we get information, right? Maybe too much at points, but we get information, right? So that helps. And then, did you guys do some traveling then? Have you guys went and competed around the country in some of these races?
Yeah. Done, anything in the center of the country, Iowa, there's a race up in the UP, Arkansas,
Woo!
quite a few East Coast, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. I'd done one West round at Donner Pass in kind of
Ooh,
Northern
wow.
California
Nice.
there.
Yeah, nice.
Um, but it has been mostly east, like
Okay.
east of the Mississippi for the most
Okay.
part.
All right.
Donner
Well,
looks really cool. That's one I've
Donner's
got on my
awesome.
list.
Yeah, Donner's an awesome place to ride. Yeah, really.
we were talking in the green room, but isn't it cool the places dirt bikes take you, Chris? I mean, how freaking awesome. Just think all the places you named off that without dirt bikes never would have been there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are some of your favorites that you've attended?
There's a Memorial Day weekend round in Pennsylvania that I think is really cool. It's 2 different locations and it's 3 days of racing. It's brutal.
Wow.
And I really like that one. I mean, from a scenery standpoint, probably some of the West rounds are like Donner was amazing. I helped out with the Silver Kings Hard Enduro in Idaho
Oh, wow.
this
Okay.
last year. I mean, that was another really good scenery one.
Wow, cool.
Uh,
Idaho
uh,
is one of the most beautiful I mean, that state is so freaking gorgeous, and
yeah,
people just don't understand the beauty in Idaho. That is unbelievable there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
Those are
cool.
probably been that tough like roar shotgun weekend, Memorial Day weekend in Pennsylvania, and probably the 2 West rounds have probably been my favorites so
That
far.
that Memorial weekend is one of the most insane weekends of racing that I've ever done. It's just crazy. It's
It's a lot. Yeah,
the most brutal courses, 2 of the most brutal courses, I think, on the East Coast.
yeah.
And then they're back to back and they're 5 and 6 hour races. Spent like 10 hours on my bike in 2 days.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
What, it's Pennsylvania, you're saying?
Yeah, it's like right by Freemansburg, actually.
Oh, really? Cool.
hmm
Awesome. All right.
Oh, you know the exit with the Wendy's that doesn't have a bathroom that Dad hates?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shotgun is like 10 minutes from that.
Okay, I know exactly where you're talking about. That's great. Oh, that's awesome. That's how we know places, Chris. You
Yep.
know, by what's on the exits. You know, what was this? Can we take a leak here or not?
Yeah. Yeah, I should probably give a shout out too. Pretty exciting thing that's happening. I've been to several races in Ohio, actually.
Okay.
The southeastern Ohio has some really nice terrain, and they actually have a state hard enduro championship going on this year. They got 6 rounds in one
Wow.
state.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty
That's
cool.
awesome. Very good. Ohio must just have a lot of dirt bike riders. It must be very popular there.
It seems, yeah, to have a good following there, and it's like right, it's a state round, but I think every single one of these 6 races is, like, within an hour of each other.
Wow.
So
Cool.
it's a pretty specific region of
Okay.
Ohio.
Another podcast that's awesome, Nitro Mud. I was a part of it for years. Great podcast. That's strictly on Hillclimb, but they were talking to some free ride guys, and they were saying about Ohio. There's just so many free ride Hillclimb guys there, and they have these events, and there'll be hundreds or thousands of people that just show up, and they don't even know who owns the land, if it's
I've
public or whatnot, and like Travis Cochran, Open Edge. He's got those little shorty extensions, and he goes, you'll see them everywhere out there because you don't need to get a different brake line. You don't need to. You can just throw them on your bike, and they're free ride and hill climbing. And he said it's just Ohio's just got it. And I mean that's where one of the biggest races in hill climbing is the Devil's Staircases in Ohio. And it's like they get massive fans, and Ohio must just love two wheels. Is all I can figure. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen some of these free ride ones, not personally, but, like online or whatever, and to me, it doesn't look like there's any timing involved. This is dudes trying to get to the top is what it
Yeah.
looks like to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but
They're crazy. They're straight up crazy. Then they're running like bolted paddles with no fenders, and it's just lawlessness. They go
hmm
for it. It's awesome. So, well, how fun! I mean, I think that's the coolest story, Chris. Who was it back in the day when you were 13 that got you that XL 250? Was it your parents or who all got you involved in that?
my dad, we got it for $600, and I think I worked it off at $2 an hour.
Good investment.
That's
Well,
awesome.
hey, hats off to your dad. And I just think that's so important. You know, like when kids are young, it's not for everybody, you know, football, baseball, basketball, it's not for all those aren't for everybody, but it's good to try everything when you're younger. And it was cool that you got that little sample to know enough that you like it. And then you got that cool uncle. God, I wish I was a cool uncle. I want to be that cool uncle that tells his 28-year-old nephew to, hey, come over here and ride this old bike of mine. That shout out to all the uncles out there. They
Mhm.
got that early 20s nephew or niece. Get them on your other extra bike. Go out riding, right, Chris?
Absolutely. Best thing you can do.
That's awesome. Well, cool. And look at where it brings us. It brings us now. You're traveling around the country, having the time of your freaking life with probably the best people that you've ever met in all of your years, right? And
Mhm.
now you're part of building it up because here you've cut in a trail at Meadow and there's going to be a race this year, from what I hear.
That's right. Yeah, it's a bit tentative. We'll make an official announcement, but I think I can be pretty confident in saying for people who are listening, you can be looking for the weekend of October 3rd next
Okay.
year.
Nice.
Format's a little bit up in the air at this point, but I would like to do a 2-day format,
Woo!
kind of focusing on the amateur classes on Saturday and more like pro A or upper amateur, whatever you want to call it, race on Sunday.
Nice.
So
That would be epic having 2 days like that. And then
Yep.
I would imagine with the trails, you don't want to overload them with the wrong talented people, right? I mean, that's got to be a conflict of interest, correct?
yeah, and I think we'll probably even use some of the social media stuff to kind of explain we think you should sign up for these classes if this is your experience level or whether you have previous hard enduro race experience or not or
Right.
so we'll try to do some guidelines for that and then really kind of with the open year-round, like training sections
Mhm.
aspect of this whole thing, we're kind of trying to give people a little bit of a easier stepping into the sport rather than
Mhm.
just having to go to a race and finding out what it is there. Like
Yeah.
trying to give people the opportunity to find out what hard enduro is, at least to a certain extent, before you get into a race
Yeah.
situation. So we would hope, anybody who is kind of coming to check the property out beforehand is going to get at least a pretty good idea what the difficulty levels would be between, say, the different courses.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that'll help some people sign up for, what's the right class as well.
Mhm.
It's it'd be pretty cool if you had, like the amateur stuff on the first day and then the pro stuff on the second day, because then it allows the amateur riders to come and see that people aren't using their lines. there's a different way of going through that people hadn't thought of the day
Yeah,
before, right? I mean, how fun is that to see what's actually a possible for those top talented riders? Because that's the thing in hard enduro that you could not ignore is the freaking talent of the top level guys is absolutely ridiculous, right?
it
Like
is.
you had mentioned Graham Jarvis and these guys, they do things that you think are impossible. I mean, it's so fun to watch the top level talent ride stuff like that. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah, yeah. 50
Mhm.
years old, Graham is, and just running absolute circles around all of us. But
Yeah.
Man,
It's crazy.
I think passion and drive supersedes age. I think it's just like we got to ride with Matt Stavish, and that guy
yeah,
just absolutely rips.
Yeah.
And I don't think his age has anything to do. I think he's just so passionate. Talent and drive just pushes him through. It's amazing. Um, what about for the event? Have you guys talked about, like, is there going to be camping available? How does it work at Meadow? Are they going to allow people to come stay for the weekend, or how does that stuff work?
I haven't talked to Roger about the exact wording of that. We'll put it this way. There's very nice overnight parking available.
Okay, perfect. Yes. No, that's good.
And whether you sleep in the vehicle, camper, trailer, whatever
Right.
that you bring down,
Yep. Gotcha. I got no. But I mean,
it,
sometimes that's
met,
not an option. So that's good to know that if there's overnight parking, that's a big different than everybody's kicked out every day, right? So that's kind
That's
of
what
nice to know.
yeah,
that's what Bay City has too, and it's from time to time we allow overnight parking
Right.
right.
when necessary.
No, I think that's pretty much, standard throughout so that'd be available. That's definitely a strong suit of the Meadow Valley property. There's some very, very nice, flat, mowed area with porta potties and
Beautiful.
a lot of nice shade trees and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Granted, if we're talking the race weekend, don't expect that to be too terribly hot that
Well,
time of year, but you never know.
Mhm.
when you were talking timing, and I was hoping you weren't going to say like middle of July, first part of August, because the bottom of those coulees is going to get sweaty, right? I
It
mean,
does.
that's like Minnesota's no
No.
freaking joke when you're talking mid July to mid August, not to mention mosquitoes, the humidity, like it just gets sweaty out there, right? It's bad. And when you're physically enduring sport where no airflow, you don't want to be
Yes.
October. It could be
Mhm.
perfect. I mean, it can still be hot in October too, or it could be cold. But man, you have you have the opportunity for a perfect weekend.
It's gonna be drier than the summertime for sure. It does get quite humid down there, and I have gotten heat exhaustion riding hard enduro there before,
Oh,
where
yeah.
I've literally had to get my way back to that creek and lay in it for 20, 30 minutes before you even start to feel like a human again.
Yep.
Was
But
that
yeah,
cutting trail? I would imagine that's not fun cutting trail in that either.
oh no, that was definitely hard enduro riding. The couple of times I got myself in trouble, but you know,
Oh man, no fun. I
so
think
yeah,
that's a good weekend though. I think that'd be a really good weekend, and
Mhm.
not to mention stunningly beautiful that time of year in this area. I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah.
gonna be awesome. The weeds will be down, the trees will start to be turned. It's gonna be awesome.
yeah, we won't be dealing with the growth. I think it aligns with, several. I've been kind of looking at other people's series, other people's schedules and stuff. I think it lines up. I mean, there's always going to be some sort of conflict, but
Mhm.
Right.
it lines up about as good as I can find. And yeah, I think we're gonna give her a go there, and
Right.
we'll see how it goes.
Well, I mean, we are talking, Minnesota, Western Wisconsin. Now, is it going to intersect with any of the local demolition derbies or the tractor pulls? Because I mean, that could just throw you way off, right? I mean, you can't be competing with those guys, right?
That is true. You're true. You're right, Joel. I was looking.
I mean, do we want a crowd or not?
Yeah,
Most of the county fairs are done by October, right?
you
Good
would
point.
think.
We're back to school, so the county fairs are done. So yeah,
Yeah,
we're good
I
there. No, I'm just kidding.
I haven't looked at any. I was focusing on two wheels, but
No, I'm just joking. We're hillbillies here. We're northern hillbillies. Well, man,
yeah,
I just think that race is going to bring big things to this area, because let's not forget the sleeping giant that's just outside of there is Minneapolis, St. Paul, where we have millions of people that don't want to be in Minneapolis, St. Paul. They love to come to Spring Creek, which is right around the corner. They get a ton of fans down there. We still have a heavy love for dirt bikes in this area. And I think that it's an opportunity we already have Moto. We know that Meadow's got Moto and they have single track, but bring this Hard Enduro. It's a different type of talent to Hard Enduro. And like you guys were just talking, it's your people. It's a different type of people, not good or bad, just different. And it's going to allow it's just so awesome for Meadow as a facility to be able to grow out and expand their fan base, right? Because now there's going to be people there that come and ride your event, Chris, that's going to be their absolute favorite event of their life, right? Because that's how that works, right? It's going to be awesome.
it's pretty a lot of. You don't get too many in between responses with hard enduro. You either get people hooked and
Right.
they are into it.
Mhm.
You're going to get some people that'll say never again. But it's quite the addictive hobby once you get into it for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And look at like the effect that you had going to Tilemen, right, with your uncle. And that's a group of people that love dirt bikes that put on that event, right? And they had that event and they got your juices flowing. And here we are today, right? You are having this same opportunity for what you're doing at Meadow by piggybacking on this awesome facility and putting something that appeals to different people, right? And it's like, it's going to be so great for everybody around to have this and have it there. I think it's just going to help everybody. I'm so excited for it. I think it's just awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing me on and talking
Mhm.
about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's nice to get some more views on it, and
Right.
yeah, we're excited. We started to see some real positive uptick at the end of the year, so I think it's starting to catch on a little bit.
Cool. Another question I got, Tom, what is there usually for the machine schedule first weekend of October? Are we in trouble here?
Think we're free. I'm hoping because
Oh,
if I miss a hard enduro, that's 45 minutes from my house, but I have to drive 14, 15 hours to race any of them. I'm gonna I'm gonna be in a bad mood.
right.
But
No.
I'm pretty sure we're free.
Okay, good. All right. That would be epic. So I want to
Yeah,
see the machine there. I'll come mechanic for you, Tom, if nothing else. Okay.
perfect.
All right. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Well, this
No,
is cool.
we've been free like the last as long as I can remember from not having a hill climb that weekend. So we'll probably have something new that weekend.
Yeah,
Be about how it goes.
Yep, that sounds about right. Yep.
speaking of that, I was trying to look into hill climb, and we can come back to this later, but I wanted to ask you guys about the different series and what was regional, what's national, because
Oh,
I got a little
Good luck.
confused. Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't
So,
know if that'd be a good conversation on here or not, just to
do
kind of
do you
maybe
want
if
me
you
to
can explain it.
do you want me to do this, Tom, or you want to go?
You can start. I'll
Okay.
fill in where you're wrong. How's that
Why
sound?
don't you correct me? So I'll say, to give you the cliff notes, Chris. So there's amateur hill climbing and there's professional hill climbing, okay? But really the amateur and professional is not about talent. The amateur riders, some of them are as talented, if not more, as professional riders, but they're governed by rules of fuel, of traction, additives, tires, or whatnot, and motors, basically. Okay, so your amateur series, there's two different AMAs. There's AMA Ohio and AMA Daytona. The AMA Ohio runs the amateur series locally here, and that you can't have paddles, you can't have any metal in your back tire, you can't use any fun fuels like nitromethane or nitrous oxide or alcohol. The professional, all that stuff goes. You can have metal in your tire, you can use nitromethane, all that. Okay, so those are two of the basic things. Then the amateur basically has districts like Moto has. Okay,
Right.
and a lot of it's Midwest and East. There's not a lot to the West. There's starting to be, but there's not a lot.
Mhm.
Professional, it gets really confusing. So there is the American Hillclimb series, which is
Yep.
sponsored, let's say, by AMA Daytona. Okay. And they have the West series and the East series that run different rules that combine and have one event to claim a champion. All right. So basically that's that. And those are really great climbs, and they're basically almost split the Mississippi is kind of how they divide. Okay. Then there is Matt Series, the Motoclimb Super Series. That's a professional hill climb series, and they have a different structured. Every one of the professional series has different structured classes. That's what's so confusing. But the one thing that they all have in common for professional series, and the only thing that matters is they have an open class where they say, you build whatever the frick you want out of a motorcycle. You run whatever tire configuration you want, except for a steel paddle or a shovel, and any fuel that you can think of. If you think nitroglycerin is going to work in the motor, they'll let you run it, or whatever. Okay. And then that's the only thing that combines them. And then there's a third series, the Rockwell Pro Hill Climb series, and that is out west, and that's mainly Montana and Utah, and there has been some in California. But I would say it's one of the most storied and long-lasting series, but the least amount of coverage because they just don't have a social media aspect to them. But they have some of the best hills in that series. So that's where it gets really confusing, is how many different aspects to this tiny sport there is. Okay. But that kind of did I kind of give any did you have questions inside of that then, Chris?
Not too much other than, like I said, so it's just for your national championships, American Hill Climb East West combined event.
Yep.
What other? I mean, and then Matt Series.
Matt Series, and then the Rockwell, there are points. So Matt Series, you combine points from every event, and then the person with the most points wins. Okay. And then the same thing in Rockwell Pro Hill Climb Series is they'll have a number of events. You garner points as you go, and the national champion is the person with the most points. Both of those series have an overall champion with somebody that had garnered the most points out of everybody. The only difference between those two is there's so many things. Is Matt has an overall champion from every event, which kind of makes it confusing. But I guess that's where everybody has their own thing. But when it comes down to hill climbing, there's something for everybody, right? Like that's the good way to look at it. There's not just one mousetrap. There's 7 mousetraps, and you find the one that the cheese smells the sweetest in, and you go for it. That's kind of how it goes. Or if you're like Logan, you just race all of them, and
Yeah, and technically, and they all claim to be their own professional national championships, which they kind of are, but they also at the same time kind of aren't, because we've got on the East Coast, like the AMA East, they're the AMA one that they have the national championship event, and then like the Motoclimb are probably the most true national championship series, where Rockwell has become a little bit more regional, but
right.
it's kind of like the whole battle that WSX versus AMA Supercross is battling right now.
Sure.
In a
Right.
way.
Okay. No, thank you for that. And that's where I kind of kept getting confused, is
It's easy to get
where
confused.
the national statuses kind of came into things. But
that's where it being I mean, really, they're all regional is the issue.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to travel, and look at like the traveling you've had to do with Hard Enduro. It's the same problem with Hillclimb, that there's just not a lot of people that want to do that much traveling, you know? You don't, because there's races in California and there's races in Pennsylvania, and that's just a long ways in between, you know, just like you've been to Donner and you've been to Pennsylvania, but we live in the middle. You know, it's
Right.
like if you live in California, it's no fun driving to Pennsylvania, right? That's not a good one, you know, so it's hard.
Yeah, no, it kind of sucks living in the middle because everything's far, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it does allow you to go to either side.
Exactly.
So it's kind of good in a
Yeah.
sense too.
That's why
But
as Midwesterners, you say, why would we fly? It's only a 14-hour drive.
hmm
You know, it's like anywhere else in the world, they'd be like, what are you talking about? They're like, no, it's only a 14-hour drive. That's nothing.
yeah,
Oh man. No, yeah, but Hillclimb's fun. There's really good ones locally. Base City, Logan promotes that one for the club. One of the best hills in the country. Absolutely standout professional hill. They also have amateur races there, and it's been some great amateur championships there. The same thing, the amateur wise, they have a championship once a year where all the amateurs can get together, and it's just one event, and whoever wins that event is the champion. So it's not an accumulation of points. It's one event, but that they call it the championship. So, and you
Okay.
get like the AMA plate and everything with it.
Yeah,
So
that's an
it's
actual AMA Grand National champion. Basically,
okay.
like it's like the hill climb version of TKO.
Exactly. Sure.
yeah, or
Sure.
Loretta's. Yeah. But yeah, no. So that's a little bit. And hey, come back on, Chris. We'll talk about it for days, right? We got no problems coming back on.
Yeah, I'd love to talk more pro class. That's just, it's like one of those things. Is like, is this legal? Is this it's so awesome?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of funny in Hillclimb, the open class where anything goes isn't the expensive class. The expensive classes are the ones with all the rules, right? Because
Sure.
then everybody's got to do every little thing to try to get that little bit of difference. Those get really expensive. So it's kind of how that's racing, though. I mean, that's I'm sure that the top fuel dragsters aren't near as expensive as those alcohol cars that they got to figure every little tiny minute detail in, you know. So that's just how racing goes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Well, dude, I'm so extremely excited for the race at Meadow, and please, we want to help promote. So, like when you guys, you know, obviously we'll see it come out on the schedule when it comes out, but hit Logan and I up if you got any information, or if Angel wants to hit us up so we can help the fans know what the weekend is. If it's going to be, hopefully, like you want, it's going to be a 2-day event. That would be awesome. That just makes it so much fun for everybody. And give us any information that you can to help. And if there's anything changing throughout the year down there, we want to help let people know. All right. So please keep us in the loop.
Yeah, will do, guys. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much for bringing me on here, and yeah, we're looking forward to how this all shakes out.
Cool. You know, just thinking about you coming on tonight and kind of what you've been doing. And, you know, like in our sport, we were talking about it in Billings, Montana. Logan, do you think, is it the 107th? Is that what they just ran of the Great
Yeah.
American?
Yeah.
So in Billings, Montana, they just had the 107th year. Think of how old motorcycles are, Chris. For 107 years, they've been hill climbing freaking motorcycles. We're not talking horses or mules. We're talking horsepower, like Harley Davidsons, Indians. We're doing all that stuff up hills in Billings, and that started because two freaking cowboys probably like, let's set this up. Let's put a course in. Let's go make this effort to allow this to happen. And they've been doing it for 107 years. How cool would it be if Meadow, the Hard Enduro trails that you and your buds have laid in, just went on for years? How freaking fulfilling would that be? Wouldn't that just be awesome?
That'd be an amazing legacy. 107 years is crazy, especially like you said, thinking about what those guys were riding up those hills. 107 years.
Right. But even on a local manner, like the Cato Cycle Club, That's 70 years in the making. Here in Red Wing, the Hillclimb, that's almost 70 years that they've been around. I mean, that's a long freaking time. I mean, that's people every year putting in effort to make these events happen. It's awesome. So just those things are impossible to happen without somebody putting the extra effort in. And that's what you did, Chris, is you put the extra effort in. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, from all the motorcycle loving boys, girls, men, women. Can't wait to see all the smiles you generate from that hard work. That's going to be awesome. Okay.
Yeah, no, thanks, guys. It's been rewarding, and I think it's going to be even more so
Cool.
in the future here.
Now that we're all pumped up, let's hit it, Logan. What do we got? We got anything in the tank here? Let's bring it right down, Chris.
Rolling smooth and bam, it hits. Something in your sprocket throwing fits. A pebble, a problem, some petty pain. Time to sound off what's caught in your chain.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Chris, if you want to just take your headset off and not be a part of this, we completely understand. But if you got something, it'd be awesome. But I mean, Logan's pulling up to the edge of his seat here. I feel like he's got both barrels loaded. You got anything, Logan? Let me hear. You got something?
No, well, I do have something, but it's unfortunately nothing terribly new. But man, the snow that we have and the people losing their minds about it and driving to work and not being able to do anything and this or that. It's like we live in Wisconsin. It snows in the winter. This happens every year. You know it's coming.
Right.
Just buckle up. Maybe leave a couple minutes early for work and just drive. It's really not that hard. It's not that difficult. Most of the time, the roads aren't that bad. And man, it's just crazy how everybody just loses their mind about all of it. Like I came across some article, or I don't know if it was a news or a Facebook post about how we're going to have unbelievably cold temperatures. And it said it was like -5 to -20. And it's like, it's really not that crazy. I mean, yeah, it's worse than what it was 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago, but
Right.
man, every week it's just like everyone trying to scare you to death and people freaking out about how the roads are so slippery. And it's like most of the people driving, especially going to work, have grown up in it, and this isn't their first rodeo. And it's like, we know it's coming, we know it's going to come. Prepare yourself and just buckle up and deal with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And don't drive 25 or don't drive 10 miles an hour on a highway when there's almost no snow out.
Yeah. I could piggyback on your statement here. If you're terrified of driving in snow, stay home. Right.
That's like Dad says. Yep. Just stay home.
Just stay home. But I mean, some people just got to get to work. I get it. But
Yeah.
I feel bad for people that just can't do it either. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like all I've heard at work all week, on the news all week. Every time you do anything, everyone's freaking out about it.
Yeah. No good.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm going to piggyback on you in a second, but you got anything, Chris? Anything caught in your chain and if you don't want to blast anybody, I get it.
No, I thought about this a little bit.
Okay.
So this is going to correspond both to making hard enduro courses and chains. Old, really, really old dead trees and ravines that are full of dirt or like that have become petrified get caught in my chain, and they dull my chainsaw chains really fast too.
Yes. And then you're dealing with water. They pushed all the dirt in the trees. Oh yes,
Yeah.
damn it.
So I'm not going to call myself a pro yet, but my pro tip to anybody wanting to try to start doing that is chainsaw chains are cheap. Buy a couple extras and just swap those suckers out, because that thing's going to be dull in no time.
Don't get personally attached, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's sad how quick they go dull.
Oh man,
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's like my brother's always said the most dangerous thing is a dull chain, right? Because then you're like reefing on it and everything, but thing's still going to take your arm clean off if it gets even a moment's notice, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when they're nice and sharp, just bat right through everything, but when they're dull, you're sitting there horsing around. Oh, no good.
That's
Pulling
like
too hard, you're burning your way through things.
Yeah. Even that little hatchet that Dad got me, that Milwaukee one, thing is sweet, but I'm like, it's kind of terrifying that you have both hands like right next to that chain. Cause I'm like, that thing will take a finger off before you even
Oh, yeah.
know you stuck it in there.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, the first few times, I'm like, got one hand grabbing a branch and the other hand whacking that down. I'm like, probably should reconsider this.
I'm
But
not
it's
that
like
good of a lumberjack.
yeah, like it's too easy to operate with one hand that you just, you do it with like the machete or the snips or whatever. But I'm like, this is an actual chainsaw in my hand. It's just
Right.
battery operated. It feels like a toy and it's
Right.
not.
Yeah, no. I think you'd be calling you lefty the rest of your
Yeah,
life if you do something wrong. You're screwed.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, watch yourself.
and it says right on there to operate that with two hands and not do what I'm doing. So it's definitely not their fault. But it's just like, it's just second nature when you're grabbing a loose branch to go and hang on to it. And it's like, oh my God, it's
Wow.
right there.
Do you like that little saw though?
It's awesome.
Oh,
It does unbelievable. I was cutting up or cleaning up the fence line by my enduro cross track.
Yeah.
You won't believe all the huge trees that I dropped with it and chopped up. It's crazy. And it doesn't take much for batteries either.
The best thing is don't get hot. Like then you can just put it in a backpack or something where if it's like a little gas saw, now that thing's freaking hot as hell. You're gonna burn yourself if you're trying to haul it on your bike.
Yeah.
But
No, I
yeah,
use
no,
it.
that thing's sick.
It's like the perfect tool for trail clearing because if you have like the machete, it works. But then if you got a 5-inch tree or branch, you got to just chop and chop and chop and chop or saw it down. And like this thing it'll do the little stuff for that's like the brush, like real light stuff. It's not going to chop through, but any branches and stuff, it's crazy. It works awesome.
What's your go-to, Chris?
Just a very standard chainsaw, but then like a weed whip, but you can get a wood cut blade on there.
Yep,
Kind of get
those are
through the
good.
brush. Those work really well. But I probably should get a little small saw for taking around for
Man, those
for a
little
little.
Milwaukee or DeWalt ones are epic. They're so good. I mean,
No, I've been a
especially
huge
if you've
fan.
already got the batteries, like whatever you already got like a big battery for, get that, because I mean, that's the expenses is the damn batteries are
That's
more than anything else, it's crazy.
Now,
Yeah,
if you
it's like
buy a
one.
combo of batteries, they give you a free tool with it most of the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the way it works out. Once you get a tool of one kind, you're looking to get all the same so
Yeah.
that you can use the batteries across everything.
I
Yeah.
got one Ryobi skill saw that I won't put in the work van because I can't be seen with a freaking Ryobi skill saw. But I had it in the shop the other day. I was building racks for the new van. And the one guy came in, I'm like, do not look down there, but I have a Ryobi power tool. I am a professional. I'm not just a homeowner working on the side here. I can't be seen with it, but damn it, it does work pretty good. So for the $35 I have invested into that skill saw that I use twice a year, that works pretty good.
Yeah.
I got caught in my chain, but it's directly right over the bow at somebody. And I think I've said this every year I've ever complained. The frickin' plow guy on our road. I'm not that old guy that calls and complains, but I want to call and complain so bad.
Oh, you're almost there.
Because for one reason, I follow him and he doesn't drop the blade. He leaves like an inch or a half inch of snow on the road when he's plowing. So what happens is that all compacts and then you drive and it's like, and then all the sand goes on top of the snow. And I just want to call to find out if like there's some theory that that's what they're supposed to do. But everywhere else I go, you'll be following a plow and it's like, like that.
Yeah.
And my plow guy, when I follow him, it goes, ha, ha, ha. Because every now and then just the tip of it hits. And there's this, and when I'm leaving like tire tracks behind him on the road as I'm following right behind him. And this has happened a dozen times, right? And a few years ago, he did that, and then it got really cold, and the rest of the winter, the snow on O was like packed, and they had to like take a grader and try to grade like the ice off the road because it was so bad. And it's because he doesn't drop the damn blade. Drop the blade, Carl. I don't know what's going on, but it's driving me nuts. He did it again. As it's like the little bit in front of my driveway is to the street. That'll be fine. Everything else has a freaking inch of snow on it. It's like, damn it, Carl. I don't know. It's driving me nuts. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm the idiot. Wear bars are probably expensive. I don't know.
It was almost my caught on the chain this week was the plows too. But I don't want to be that guy yet, because I was just bitching about how you don't have to whine about driving in snow, so I can't be on both sides of it. But
it bothers me.
I just want to know where my tax money's going if it takes 48 hours to get a plow on my road. But we'll see.
Yeah, you never get plowed. Your road turns to gravel. They just let that melt. They're not plowing you. There should be a sign. Yeah. You have to have Blizzaks to live on this road. You will not.
Pretty much.
We will. You know, like when we go to North Dakota hunting, it says minimum maintenance winter road. Yeah. That's what your road is right there.
Ours basically should be, or it feels like it is. They did fill a couple potholes last spring though, so we went up in the world. Fresh car.
Probably filled them with straw. I'm sure they didn't use actual asphalt, right? A quick shout out before we go here. For all those that know Mueller Motorsports, our good buddy Kirk, won't get into the details, but had a car mishap and broke his pelvis, had to have surgery, sent us, and I don't want to give too many details, but seemed like spirits were good. He was back, he was up, they got him walking around, he was being sassy, and man, he is probably one of the toughest people I know. Kirk is straight up old school Clint Eastwood cowboy tough. And but you know, tough guy is still like, hey, how's it going, bud? Every now and then. If you got his number, if you drop into his DMs, just tell him you're thinking of him. It was just a shitty circumstance. I think snowy roads put him in the ditch and had a bad deal. He's got an awesome support group around him with his wife and girls, and they'll be nursing him back to health in no time. But bud, love you, Kirk. Been thinking of you. Been sending you notes, but everybody out there, send him a note. Tell him to get better.
Yeah, no good, but I'm sure he'll come back in no time.
He's a great healer. This isn't the first life-threatening injury that Kirk has had and made it through with flying colors. Knowing Kirk, he'll probably come out of it even better. You know, he'll get some advantage out of it. He'll figure he can run a faster 40 with the titanium in him or something. He'll
probably
out, right. But dude, all right. Well, hey, Chris, thank you. We've said it so many times tonight, but your efforts are going to have generational impact on this area, dude. And I appreciate you so much, and just hope for you to have the most success and get everything that you want out of the efforts that you're putting into the Hard Enduro down in Meadow. And I can't wait to come watch you and cheer you on, dude.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
No. Hope to see you there.
Man. All right, boys. Well, we're out of here. Keep her between the ditches. We'll check you later.
Come on, mama told me one day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king, and my papa told me it's okay to sit where shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, 'cause they'll get you through.